Hi, I'm Andy Taylor. I'm here with VitalFlo, and we are providing lung health analytics. We live in the prediction economy, meaning computers are supposed to tell us what we need before we even know we need them. Think of Google filling your search bar as you type, or an oddly specific targeted ad on Facebook. We have all these amazing tools around these trivial parts of our lives. Why aren't we using them for our own health? More specifically, let's talk about asthma. There is nothing scarier than not being able to breathe. Your chest gets tight just thinking about it. And that's a fear that asthma patients have to live with every single day. That's because their attacks come without any warning at all. This results in 2 million visits to the emergency department every year, and it will result in 10 deaths today. That's unacceptable. Not only are these statistics tragic, they're also incredibly expensive. Each of those visits costs $1,500 apiece, and it results in $3 billion in costs every year, and that's in the US alone. There's so much data that we could be looking at and analyzing to learn more about this condition, but it's not being done. And as a result, there's no way to predict or prevent these attacks. But that's where VitalFlo comes in. We are providing preventative analytics when patients need it most, before they have an asthma attack. We send our patients home with 3 devices: a mobile spirometer that they can use to gather clinical quality lung function data, as well as prescription use and symptom data on a daily basis; an indoor air quality monitor that looks at things like pet dander and mold, known asthma triggers, as well as an outdoor air quality monitor that looks at things like ozone and pollen, again, known triggers for asthma attacks. All this data is sent to our cloud database, where we use our predictive analytics to provide insights and alerts to physicians in the form of a clinical decision support tool. This is what it looks like for clinicians on our web portal. We provide them with patient status change alerts so that they can see when patients require medical attention. They're able to access daily spirometry reporting, a data set that's not available on the market right now. And they also receive patient health forecasting from our analytics, which shows how their patient health is trending upward or downwards over the coming days. And this is how it looks for patients. When they take home our spirometer, they gain access to our mobile application, which they can use to receive alerts from their physician so that they can know when their health is declining and when they can make changes to avoid an attack. They receive environmental reporting based on their personalized allergy profiles. And they also can use the app as a way to record their health from a day-to-day basis. And this system is driven by existing insurance reimbursement. For each patient we bring into the system, VitalFlo gains $69 per month. But the really exciting thing about this is that healthcare practices also gain new revenue when they work with us to bring patients into the system, which is a very large incentive on top of the better care that they can provide to their patients through the system. This is our all-star team that's dedicated to solving this problem. We are product-focused with experience in machine learning, product development, as well as medical technologies. And we've been able to get a lot done in a very small amount of time. Since 2017, we've raised $500,000 in funding between non-dilutive and private investment sources. We've obtained data partnerships with multiple health information exchanges and healthcare institutions, providing us with a large amount of data to begin training and tuning our analytics. And we recently ran a small batch production run where we built and quality tested 70 of our proprietary mobile spirometers, which we're using in our clinical studies. We recently completed our formative study where patients took the devices home and gave us feedback on what they liked and didn't like about the system. And we're really excited to report that patients love using it, and they're really excited about the power that it can give them over their condition. And we're currently live in our clinical validation study, and we're excited to report that patients have been using the device almost every day. Again, I'm Andy Taylor with VitalFlo, and we are providing lung health analytics so you can breathe easier. Thank you.
So you mentioned the real-time data for both clinicians and for patients. Are there interventions that patients can do on their own without the clinicians having to read the data and then alert them to kind of avoid more ED visits? And also, do you guys have any kind of outcomes beyond daily adherence that show that you're reducing emergency room visits or asthma attacks?
Sure. So for the first question, Around and sorry, remind me again what the first question was about.
Around, sorry,
No,
that was
fine.
long. Patient intervention that
Sure.
they can
Oh,
do
yes.
real time without a clinician having to read it and then alert
Absolutely.
them. Yeah.
So that's a benefit of the environmental reporting. Since it's personalized to a patient's specific allergy profile, they can see when pollen is high in their area, and they can do things to avoid exposure to that and reduce their chance of having an attack. And in regards to the validation, that's actually what our current clinical validation study is ongoing for. So since we're in the earlier stages of it, we only have the data around adherence, but we're working around building that first set of clinically validated data. And we'll be finishing that study towards the end of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you have any concerns over data safety or a young person being tracked early in life with having health problems and they're in a data system and what impacts that might have on their future ability to be covered by insurance?
Yes, so we are strictly adhering to all HIPAA regulations, and in addition, we're also pursuing other certifications that are more stringent, things like the high trust certification, to protect the patient data.
And I have a question about, I don't know if I call it retention. How long is this a short term to get some information, people learn to change their behavior, or is this something that's lifelong, something they'll use their whole life?
It's a lifelong tool. We hope to see patients using this as long as they can to monitor their condition.
Is there any way to retrofit the product so that it would work in reverse for sleep apnea patients?
That's a really good question. There is the chance. I don't know enough about sleep apnea off the top of my head to know how you can measure that. Our device measures things like the exhaled force and volume of your breath. So I'm not sure if that has any implications for sleep apnea, but there is a chance.
All right, looks like we're good.
Thank you.